So this is the look of the suit, and it's a Priyanka Chopra heroine suit again. Now, I did mention that I was going to be doing quite a number of these suits, and you know, the first time I actually saw this suit online, I fell in love with it too, and I was really interested to buy one for Halima, but having looked at it now close up, I'm not impressed at all. So what I was trying to describe to you is this is the portion of where it's supposed to be princess cut. Now, the initial look of this, when the customers have bought these, they bought these in the sort of understanding that these were partly stitched, and because the sleeves were attached on, you know, the necks are done and the shoulders are attached on, it gives the illusion that they're partly stitched. But you know, this is not stitching, which you might as well wear a bag and try and get away with it, because this is no way a decent enough garment to be wearing. So in comparison to this, I would highly recommend something that I suggested in the beginning. If you're not very efficient with sewing yourself, then make an investment in a proper ready-made rather than investing in something like this. On the other hand, you can invest £10 a month and join the website and learn to adjust and, you know, make these to your size. So I would highly encourage, because once you gain that skill, you've got it for life, and you'll be sewing these again and again, and you'll be wanting to sort of investigate and design your own, hopefully. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Jam Sewing Solutions. Now, you often hear me making comparisons, ready-mades versus the partly stitched ones, and here I'm just going to give you a little bit of a description and demonstration of what the poor quality and differences are when it's a partly stitched garment that we often buy thinking that it's going to come out really nice compared to what it's like on the picture. So I'm going to give you a few comparisons. This particular one, the customers have bought these in for adding on sleeves, and these are ready-mades. Now there are a lot of differences that will be apparent as I go on to describing this garment. It's an anarkali dress underneath, which is quite a few panels. I think there must be, well, it's 24, so it's like 48 panels, right? And each one of these panels is approximately 6 inches from the bottom, but only an inch from the top. So what you've got is actually even less than an inch. It's actually less than an inch, because to make this waistline and the size, I mean, like from here, this is the bodice area. The bodice, I'm going to take, let's just give you a bit of a description of the jacket first, and then I'll take the jacket out and give a description of the dress. Now, the jacket is it's not attached on, it's sewn separately, it's quite heavily embroidered, it's lined in the green up to about the thigh length, and then you know, it just hangs over. It's like a kameez, to be honest. And if I take, and it is hooked, so it can open all the way up. Okay. Nicely stitched, and that's the beauty of these garments, that they're actually, these are perfectly stitched, and you know, we don't have to do any add-ons. And when you buy this, you can sort of look at the quality, you can even try the garment on and be sure of a result, and you're not leaving it in the hands of someone else. So this is like a try before you buy thing, where you are actually trying and you know exactly what the result looks like. So not very wide, just like a straight kameez is like, and nice wide, it's a wide neck, full sleeves. Hello. Okay, so nice full sleeves and beautifully sewn. And really, if you're paying for what you're paying for it, you know, it's going to be reflected, nicely bordered, a little bit of a pattern on the back, and you know, lined at the back as well. So you've got a fairly decent you know, garment. The fabric is net, in which case many of the garments that you buy, they are based on net. Now the dress itself, we've attached sleeves on. The upper portion of this is sequenced, and on top of the sequence is the net. It's a princess cut, which is very nicely fitted, and I'm going to give you a comparison, this versus another one that's come in for stitching that we've had to pull apart. Okay, so now the difference between these two, this is a designer suit, which is also on net. So I want you to sort of get the comparison. I'm going to show you a picture later on, but first of all, I've made the customer pull this apart. Now this is the princess cut, which is supposed to be similar to what you're seeing there, and there's no way that the shape of this is anywhere compared to the shape of that. Now I actually put this on top of the customer, and you know, it was no way, it just looked completely misshaped. And now I'm gonna have to pull this apart around on the princess seams, and then, you know, shape that so that it gets the princess look and the fitting. And to be honest, looking at it like this, I can't really pinpoint where the problems are, but the problems, obviously, they're quite in depth, and this garment has to be, you know, just the shape of it from the front is just so wrong. And then the cut work beads that are attached on makes it impossible to sew. Now the customer has paid like for these ones with the jacket, this customer has paid £130 for this garment, and this one has paid £90 for this particular garment, but what they're going to be paying is an additional £25 on top sewing. So if you're making comparisons, you're almost looking at similar prices. And the beauty of this one was that you could try before you buy. The gear is a lot wider than what that is going to come out like. So let's just take that one now and make the comparison, and then you can realize for yourself which is worth. Now on this one, what we have is, this is the front, and the front, the gullies are misproportioned. So from the top they're stitched, but these are not stitched as less than an inch. These are stitched at 2 inches a piece. There's less gullies in here, so there's that was 20, that was 24, this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So 11 at the front, 11 at the back, and the front 11 ones, they are 2 inches wide, so this is way too wide. If I cut into it, it means that I lose a lot of the gully. In actual fact, these were supposed to be narrower gullies. Now in order to narrow these gullies, I have to cut into this and redo the whole of the thing. Then the other biggest disappointments with these suits is, if you look at the front is all very heavily embroidered, and then the back is just plain. It's got a lining with it, but the net itself is just plain, and then the border that's attached on, I can't really say I'm overly impressed. Now the other bad thing with this, a majority of our Asian customers, they tend to wear full sleeves. Now sleeves, this was all there was for the sleeves, so I'm gonna have to sort of try and come up with some kind of an extension for the sleeves. And now the sleeves, they made so wide, and I don't understand, you know, who's gonna have this fat arms and that kind of a cut for the sleeve. But it's just ridiculous, you know, the kind of mistakes that are so apparent. Now that's the sleeve. It's kind of a cap sleeve, and the majority of our Asian customers will not, and there was no sleeves supplied with this. So somewhere along the line, I'm going to have to try and take out the sleeve for this and then try and design and make this up. So I'll probably give you a little bit of a guidance, because I do have 3 of these particular outfits to make. This is the other one, and let me give you a sort of a glimpse of. I'll post a photo of what the suit is like. I'll try and take the camera off and take it close.